If you have found your way to these words, know that it is no coincidence. Your guardian angels have orchestrated this moment, weaving together the threads of divine timing to deliver a profound message about someone from your past. This is a person who once held significance in your life, someone who wounded your heart deeply, and now the universe is revealing that the scales of cosmic justice are finally balancing. The celestial realm whispers of an individual who treated your precious heart as though it were a plaything, someone who failed to recognize the sacred gift of your love. But hear this truth that resonates from the highest realms. They are now walking through the very flames of consequence that their actions ignited. The pain they so carelessly inflicted upon your tender soul has returned to them, magnified and transformed into a mirror of understanding. Your journey through this earthly existence has been marked by extraordinary resilience and depth of character. You have traversed valleys of shadow and climbed mountains of triumph, experiencing the full spectrum of human emotion with a courage that sets you apart from others. Among all the chapters of your story, there remains one that stands out with particular clarity. The chapter written by someone who failed to comprehend the magnitude of what they held in their hands. This person from your past approached your relationship with the recklessness of a child handling precious crystal. They manipulated the pure intentions of your heart, twisted your genuine affection into something that served their selfish purposes, and ultimately discarded what you offered as though it held no value. They were players in a game where your heart was the prize, yet they treated that prize with contempt and carelessness. But observe how the universe operates with perfect precision and divine timing. The very individual who once caused you sleepless nights filled with tears and questions is now experiencing their own awakening through the sharp sting of karmic retribution. Every tear you shed in solitude, every moment you questioned your worth, every night you lay awake wondering what you could have done differently, all of this pain is now being transformed into a powerful force of cosmic balance. They discarded your relationship not because you were lacking, but because your light was too brilliant for their underdeveloped consciousness to comprehend. Your love arrived in their life like a blazing sun breaking through the darkness of their limited understanding, and instead of basking in its warmth, they retreated into the shadows of their own insecurities and fears. You became the first thought that graced their mind each morning and the last vision that accompanied them into sleep, yet they lacked the emotional maturity to embrace such intensity. Who could fault them for being overwhelmed? You are indeed a rare soul, possessing a heart that beats with the rhythm of pure gold, radiating kindness and authenticity in a world that often rewards the opposite. While you may not perceive yourself as flawless, in their eyes you represented everything they secretly longed to become, but feared they never could. Your very presence served as a mirror, reflecting back to them all the areas where they fell short of their own highest potential. Your natural tendency toward selflessness and your capacity for unconditional kindness created within them a profound discomfort that they were ill-equipped to process. They recognized, perhaps unconsciously, that they were standing in the presence of someone whose heart operated on a frequency far higher than their own. This recognition bred within them a toxic combination of admiration and resentment, love and fear, desire and inadequacy. Rather than rising to meet you where you stood, rather than allowing your love to elevate them to new heights of personal growth, they chose the path of self-sabotage. Their guilt over feeling unworthy of your affection, combined with their deep-seated insecurities about their own value as a human being, created the perfect storm that ultimately destroyed what could have been beautiful. But let us be clear about one fundamental truth. their excuses, their fears, their insecurities. None of these justify the devastation they brought into your world. None of these reasons excuse the way they trampled upon your trust, manipulated your emotions, or left you to pick up the scattered pieces of your heart alone. Their internal struggles do not diminish the reality of the pain they caused or absolve them of responsibility for their choices. Now, in the quiet moments of their solitude, when the distractions of daily life fade away and they are left alone with their thoughts, the weight of their actions has begun to settle upon their shoulders like a heavy cloak. The waves of regret wash over them with increasing frequency and intensity, each wave carrying with it a clearer understanding of the precious gift they so foolishly discarded. They find themselves haunted by memories of your kindness, tormented by recollections of how your eyes lit up when you looked at them, devastated by the knowledge that they took your loyalty and twisted it into something unrecognizable. The very love they once found intimidating now appears to them as the most valuable treasure they have ever encountered, and the realization that they threw it away fills them with a grief that penetrates to their very core. In their moments of deepest reflection, they are confronted with the full magnitude of their betrayal. They remember how they played with your emotions as though they were toys, how they disregarded your feelings when making decisions that affected both of your lives, how they prioritized their own immediate gratification over the long-term health and happiness of your connection. These memories arrive not as gentle reminders, but as sharp accusations that cut through any remaining delusions they may have harbored about their past behavior. The person who once moved through life with thoughtless disregard for the hearts they touched now finds themselves in the unfamiliar territory of genuine remorse. Their mind has become a battlefield where questions multiply like echoes in a canyon. What if they had made different choices? What if they had possessed the courage to embrace your love instead of running from it? What if they had appreciated the gift of your presence while they still had the chance to honor it properly? These questions circle through their consciousness like vultures, picking at the decaying remnants of their former arrogance and self-centeredness. If only they had recognized the rarity of finding someone willing to love them with such purity and consistency. If only they had understood that your unwavering support and affection were not burdens to be endured, but blessings to be treasured. If only they had possessed the wisdom to see that your love was not a cage designed to restrict them, but wings designed to help them soar to heights they had never imagined possible. The weight of these realizations has become almost unbearable, pressing down upon them with a force that makes even the simple act of breathing feel labored. They yearn for absolution, not merely to escape the consequences of their actions, but to acknowledge the depth of pain they inflicted, and to express the genuine remorse that now consumes their every waking moment. They long to stand before you with complete vulnerability, and offer the apology that has been burning in their chest like a flame that refuses to be extinguished. They want you to understand that their suffering is not a manipulation tactic or an attempt to garner sympathy, but a genuine recognition of the harm they caused and a sincere desire to make amends for the damage they inflicted upon your beautiful heart. As the days pass and their understanding deepens, they begin to grasp the true extent of the hurt they caused you. The longing for your forgiveness grows more profound with each sunrise, accompanied by an increasing awareness of just how precious and irreplaceable you truly are. They recall with crystal clarity the moments when they dismissed your love, when they attempted to diminish your character to justify their own poor behavior, when they treated your heart like a disposable object rather than the sacred vessel it truly is. Now they understand that karma is not merely a concept, but a living force that ensures perfect balance in the universe. Their actions created ripples that have returned to them as waves, and they find themselves swept away by the very currents they set in motion. The pain they so casually distributed has circled back to find them, leaving them stranded in a corner of regret, remorse, and profound loneliness, where they are forced to confront the reality of who they chose to be. They recognize that the past cannot be undone, that the wounds they inflicted cannot be magically erased, that the tears you shed because of their choices have already fallen and been absorbed by the earth. Yet, despite this knowledge, they find themselves dreaming of a different future, one where they have completed the difficult work of paying their dues to the universe and to you. In this imagined future, they see themselves approaching you with genuine humility, offering not excuses but acknowledgement, not justifications but sincere remorse for the pain they caused. They envision a world where you have found it within your magnificent heart to offer them forgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because your capacity for compassion extends even to those who have wounded you most deeply. They aspire to become someone worthy of your friendship, someone who has learned from their mistakes and grown beyond the person who once caused you such anguish. In their dreams, they see themselves working diligently to mend the bridges they so recklessly burned, demonstrating through consistent actions rather than empty words that they have undergone a fundamental transformation. They long for the opportunity to replace every moment of sorrow they caused with moments of joy, to balance every tear with laughter, to transform every memory of pain into a testament of healing and growth. Yet even as these dreams sustain them through their darkest hours, they understand that the fulfillment of such hopes depends entirely upon your choice, your healing, and your willingness to consider the possibility of reconciliation. Your guardian angels have revealed this information not to pressure you toward any particular decision, but to provide you with insight that can help you navigate whatever choices lie ahead. This knowledge is not meant to rush you toward forgiveness or to encourage you to maintain grudges, but to offer you a clearer understanding of the energetic shifts that are occurring in the spiritual realm around this situation. The power to determine what happens next rests completely in your hands. Should this person seek your forgiveness, should they attempt to re-enter your life with apologies and promises of change, remember that you are under no obligation to disrupt the peace you have worked so hard to create. You have built a beautiful life in their absence, a life filled with contentment, joy, and authentic connections with people who recognize and celebrate your worth. Their past actions and any future attempts at reconciliation have no inherent power to disturb the tranquility you have cultivated unless you consciously choose to grant them that power. You are not the same person you were when they departed from your life. You have grown stronger, more resilient, and infinitely wiser. You have learned to love and respect yourself with the same intensity you once offered them, and you have discovered what it means to seek happiness on your own terms rather than trying to find it through someone else's validation. The life you have created is yours alone, independent of their regrets, their apologies, or their desires for redemption. It continues to flourish regardless of whether they achieve the personal growth they now desperately seek. They cannot and will not disrupt the stability and peace you have built unless you explicitly decide to allow such disruption. If you choose to open the door to forgiveness, if you decide to give them another chance to prove their transformation. That choice is equally valid and deserving of respect. You are permitted to accept their apologies, to forgive their past transgressions, and even to consider rebuilding some form of relationship with them, but only if doing so aligns with your authentic desires and serves your highest good. Remember always that you hold the power in this situation. The control over your life, your future, and your emotional well-being remains firmly in your capable hands, not theirs. Their remorse, whether genuine or performed, their desire to make amends, their hope for forgiveness, all of these pale in comparison to your own well-being and peace of mind. You are protected by the boundless love of the universe, surrounded by people who recognize your value and treat you with the respect and kindness you deserve. You are strong, capable, and worthy of receiving only the very best that life has to offer. Your future is filled with infinite possibilities and opportunities for new beginnings, and you possess all the strength necessary to make choices that serve your highest good, whether those choices include this person from your past or not. So breathe deeply and rest in the knowledge that whatever unfolds in the days and weeks ahead, you remain in complete control of your destiny. You will make the decisions that are right for you, guided by your own inner wisdom and the loving support of your guardian angels. Let us close with a prayer for your continued journey. May the divine light continue to illuminate your path forward, granting you the strength to navigate through any remaining echoes of past hurt with grace and wisdom. May you always remember your inherent worth and value, understanding that the actions of others, past, present, or future, do not define your destiny or diminish your light. Grant yourself permission to trust in your own journey, cherishing the love and respect you have cultivated both within yourself and in the relationships that truly matter. As you face decisions and uncertainties, may your heart remain undisturbed, radiating the profound peace you have discovered through your own healing and growth. May you continue to be blessed with the courage to make choices that serve your highest good, embracing your past as a teacher, your present as a gift, and your future as an unlimited canvas for creating the life you truly desire. May you always be surrounded by boundless love, protection, and the unwavering support of the universe itself. Type 333 to claim this message and all the blessings it contains for your own life and journey.